So welcome again to Station Road, Harrow, and what will become the Metro Cinema, but this was the Dominion, and it was first built in 1936-37, and then it became many different things, including an ABC, and then in its last guise as the Safari. And it had all metal sheeting over the front of it, put up in the late 60s, and then that all came down I suppose about 4 or 5 years ago, revealing the old frontage, which this has been completely renovated. It's been refurbished, so all this glazing is new and all the rendering. It's an incredible building, and it has done remarkably well to survive, and I think half the reason why it did survive is because of where it was, because it was just simply neglected and forgotten about. It served its purposes as a cinema right up to the end. It really did a good job, and now it's going to open up again inside. There's going to be a cinema, not as big as the original one, because basically the only thing that's been kept from this building was the frontage. The rest of it was all pulled away. So as you can see, they've done a really great job on putting in the details. It's a real piece of wild fantasy. It's not Art Deco. I'd say this is streamlined modern. It's pure escapism, interwar escapism, and it's just before the Second World War started. Literally within a few years of this opening, the war had started, and then that sort of golden age had finished. So I took a shot from the other side of the road, so a better view really from the other side of the road. Now I did an article about this building when they took all the cladding off. I think it was actually an October morning I came here before I went to work to see this, and I took a lot of photographs, and it did extremely well on social media, on Instagram in particular. And I've done articles about the building at various stages, which are on my Words by Mark Amy's page under the building section, or you can look under Harrow's hidden Art Deco masterpiece, which is what I rather grandly called it. But as you can see, I told you earlier that basically anything that remained was the frontage, and there's probably not much of that left really, and really there was a skin left behind. And then they built flats on the back, as you can see, quite tall. It's quite clever really, it's quite a clever use of what they've done. There's a gentleman standing in the porchway area, he's waiting for a bus, and I was talking to him. I said, I can't believe they've actually done this, because it is a little bit like, have they really done this? You have to pinch yourself. And he was telling me that he used to come here in the 70s and watch kung fu films, all sorts of things. And he says he remembers it before they put the cladding up, which is quite incredible, because I think that was actually the mid-60s. So he must be well into his, must be approaching 70 odd, I would have thought, really, to remember that. But look at that. That is quite amazing, isn't it? I honestly don't believe that's actually happened. And what they've done is they put flats in to all this space, so you can see all these windows, which would have been things like, when it was originally built, there would have been a restaurant, a cafe or something, there would have been offices for the management, but they've been all turned over to flats. So what you're getting is this rather bizarre view, and I wonder how it's going to stand up really, because you've got to see people's washing on areas, there's bottles of water, there's buses going past, there's curtains. I mean, if you're not careful, that's going to all look a bit odd. But then you can see stains running off it already. This has only really been finished within the last 6 months or so, and it is already showing signs of neglect, which is really sad. And unfortunately, I don't mean to be too much of a cynic. I probably have a reputation for being a cynic, but it's just another example of what happens. You know, all the best will in the world to get things done. Presumably they were told to try and keep the frontage. They've done that, but it's I wonder just how well that's going to last. But there again, you really do actually just have to count your blessings if you like this sort of stuff, because that could have very easily come down. And I must admit, I remember when they were doing all the basically keeping the frontage, I remember thinking to myself, I don't think this is going to happen. I reckon they're just going to let it all go. So you can see the extension of the back, which is the brick area. It really is a bit of a facade job. But, you know, it's something better than nothing.